Varsity Tornado boys and girls basketball games, they're donating $3 and $5 for each home run scored by varsity baseball and softball team. The 22 local Scooters Coffee Taylorville, thank you for your business. Amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast.
WTIM. This is the WTIM Morning Show on your information station. The show is sponsored by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville. I'm your host, Reed Kamai, and we stay in the Taylorville School District for this next conversation here. And I've got some members of the Taylorville High School Spring Musical with me in studio right now, and I'm going to introduce each of them one by one so you can put a voice to a name. All the way on the left, we have one of the student performers, Kendall Mooring. Kendall, thanks for coming on this morning.
Hi.
Hey, yeah, good to have you in here. We also have in the middle another student performer, Caden Finks. Caden, thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, and then over to our right, we have the musical director, Rainey Gosnell. Rainey, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for having us.
Yes, yeah, it's good to have the three of you in studio here. So we've got the spring musical coming up. First off, what is the musical this year, and what is it about? Who wants to share?
Yeah, I'm happy to do that. This year we are doing All Shook Up School Edition, which is based on the music of Elvis Presley. So really exciting, fun music. It's a very high energy show, very comedic show. It is in fact labeled a musical comedy. So we're really excited about that this year. It is not about Elvis, though, funny enough. It is about another character, Chad, which Caden will speak more on here in just a second, but he comes into town, he rolls from town to town, sort of causing a ruckus. So several different love triangles unfold and surprise the audience and the characters alike. But it's very fun, very upbeat, a lot of dancing, and a lot of surprises that we have to leave unshared for now.
Yes. Yeah, do not share the surprises because I want folks to come to this performance. But no, that sounds super cool. So you mentioned it's like about Elvis Presley, and again, don't share more than you want to. So so is this person sort of like doing a lot of like the Elvis Presley like songs and like performing them?
All of the songs are Elvis songs, either inspired by or songs that he actually released. So it's about Chad and not Elvis. So Chad does think he is very much of an Elvis type persona. He's very smooth. He tries to think he's very smooth, very good with the ladies, things like that, as Elvis would. But he's his own individual in a way as well.
Okay, nice. So yeah, I love a lot of these shows and movies that are sort of based on you know, a certain singer and their music. I don't know if you've seen films like Yesterday or Blinded by the Light. I still actually want to see that one, but no, that stuff is super super cool. So I can't wait to hear more about this. So you know, in terms of the character Chad, we'll talk with Caden, who is going to portray Chad. What can we expect from Chad?
So Chad is just like any other normal motorbike, leather jacket wearing kind of guy, I'd say. And he definitely does not like to settle. He goes from town to town, just kind of doing his own thing, getting into some trouble. And then this town, something makes him stay.
Okay, so we're gonna see what that's about when the show comes around. Now, is Natalie one of those folks that he gets with?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, perhaps we'll get more by asking
Yes.
Natalie, which is being portrayed by Kendall. Kendall, what can we expect from Natalie?
You can expect from Natalie, she's a mechanic. She works on motorcycles. She lives with her dad. Her mom passed away, and she's stuck in this small town, doesn't know what to do with her life. And then Chad comes in, and she's just totally
Shaken up, if you will.
Yes, shaken by him.
Okay, so we're gonna find out what you mean by shaken up by Chad once we see this, and we'll get into that in just a little bit. When did you folks start preparing for this musical?
Oh gosh.
Um,
We had auditions in mid-December before they were out for Christmas break this year, which is quite a bit earlier than usual. And then as soon as they were back from the holiday break, we picked up rehearsals almost immediately. So they've been working really hard since early January.
Okay, so a long time there. You mentioned they're starting a little bit earlier than usual. So are you trying to put a little bit of extra spice on this performance compared to others?
Well, I am new as the director this year, and then also Mr. Schumacher is new as the music director this year. We just wanted a little bit more time to fully prepare and make sure that the students felt really comfortable in their roles and knew exactly what was happening in the show. So not that hasn't happened in years past. We just wanted a little extra preparation with a new team this year.
Okay, so having that extra time that surely cannot hurt. In terms of the process, how is it kind of gone for the two of you with rehearsals and kind of learning the role, learning the characters?
For me, I think it was definitely a struggle at first because Chad is obviously going to be like the Elvis kind of figure. And that's not exactly who I am per se, but it's fun to try and get out of my comfort zone and be that person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and kind of try something else.
Yes.
Anything to add, Kendall?
It was also a little bit of a struggle for me at first, but now I'm really getting the hang of it.
Yeah.
And it's really fun. So
once you get used to it, do you find that you're sort of living your life more in character than as yourself? I know I would.
I mean, in some ways you could say so,
Okay.
probably.
I think for you,
Mhm.
he's honestly given you a little bit more confidence.
Yeah.
Like and Caden's very funny naturally too. So I think that kind of just plays into the character and Caden bouncing off of each other.
Okay, no, I like that. I don't really have this experience myself, so I'd love to kind of hear about it from you folks. So yeah, we've talked a little bit about the musical, except for a couple important details. When and where it's taking place, and how can folks get tickets?
Yeah, we will be at Taylorville Junior High School again this year on their stage. They've been very generous to lend us the space, so very appreciative of that. Tickets are a little bit different this year. We are trying out a new ticketing platform, and there will be posters going up all over town starting this afternoon with additional ticketing information, but it will be on tcusd3.booktix.com, and that is for the middle section, which is the reserved seating. So even if those are sold out or they appear to be sold out online, we have plenty more seats available. Those will just be general admission and folks can just show up to the door for those.
Okay, so some ways to get the tickets then, and then when's the performance happening?
Yeah, we are March 26th through the 28th. So we are Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, the last weekend of March.
Okay, so exciting then, happening at the end of March. So is there going to be like a matinee performance?
There is, yeah. Thursday, Friday will be at 7 p.m. and Saturday we have a 2 p.m. matinee and a 7 p.m. show as well.
All right, going at it twice on
We
Saturday.
are.
So that'll be exciting over at the end of March. So listeners maybe listening to this, if they want to be a sponsor of the musical, how can they do that?
Yes, so we have various levels of sponsorship this year, thanks to Mr. Schumacher. We're really excited about that. Starting at $50, the mid-level is $100, and then $250 plus gets you the higher level of sponsorship. You can write a check directly to Taylorville High School with musical sponsor and the memo line, but that gets you a record up on the wall with your family or business name on it to be advertised during the performances. That way we can thank all of our wonderful sponsors. But we've had quite a few step forward so far, and we're really, really appreciative and thankful for their generosity this season.
Yeah, no, it sounds like it, and I think having that record. So you're saying that their name or their logo would be in the center.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's really cool.
Yeah,
and then you can just pin it right there. So that's cool in a way to get involved and support the cause and get your name up there as well. So that's how it works with sponsoring. Again, I'm talking right now with Kendall Mooring and Caden Finks, who are performing in the Taylorville High School Spring Musical happening at the end of March, and also with Rainey Gosnell, who is the musical director. Let's take a break, and when we come back, I'd love to hear a little bit more about you folks and how you kind of got into it here on this musical on the WTIM Morning Show on your information station.
Your information station, WTIM.
Tornado baseball and softball, plus playoff games, are on New Country 104.1 this spring. Tune in or listen to the live audio stream of select baseball and softball games, plus playoffs of both teams. Brought to you by
your Taylorville McDonald's restaurant, Advanced Title Group, CNB Bank and Trust, and Taylorville Memorial Hospital.
Purple and gold are coming your way. The Taylorville Tornadoes are going to do it today.
Hi, this is Jim Baker, Republican candidate for Christian County Sheriff in the March 17th primary, and I'm ready for this job on day one. I've served in law enforcement for 27 years. Now as our Chief Deputy Sheriff, I'm running for sheriff to continue our important work of protecting our county. I'm a strong conservative who supports our constitutional rights and will work to keep our county safe every day. Again, I'm Jim Baker, and I would be honored to have your vote for sheriff in the Republican primary on March 17th. Thank you. Paid for by Jim Baker for Christian County Sheriff.
Looking to save more and stress less? This is Will Perkins. At Taylorville Community Credit Union, we're here to help you build a stronger financial future with great loan and deposit rates, convenient locations, and service from people you know and trust. We're member-owned, member-focused, and proud to serve anyone who lives or works in Christian, Montgomery, or Shelby counties. Discover the credit union difference. TCCU is your partner in financial success. Member NCUA.
Great news, Christian County. The Christian County Health Department is now offering lab draws for patients. That's right. Getting your blood work and similar tests done is now easier and more affordable than ever. This new service helps you get the tests you need at a lower cost than many doctors' offices. Just stop by 730 North Pawnee Street or give them a call to schedule your appointment at 217-824-4113. That's 824-4113. Your Christian County Health Department, always working for a brighter, healthier future.
It's time to renew or purchase your new 2-year golf membership at one of the area's most popular courses, Lakeshore Golf Course, just south of Taylorville. Manager Jason Boldig here, reminding you of these benefits our members receive, including unlimited greens fees at all 4 of our area courses. The best part's the price, just $318 for a 2-year membership. Get to Lakeshore Golf Course, just south of Taylorville now to renew or purchase your new 2-year golf membership and get in the swing.
If you're 40 and over, you'll recognize these artists by their first names. Frank, Dean, Sammy, Andy, Nat, Diana, Michael. Well, here's the big news. You can now hear Central Illinois' largest music library with over 3,500 songs on air and online at 965thechill.com. Tune in on the FM dial in Christian County and on your computer or smartphone. Hear these great artists and many more 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on 965thechill.com.
WTIM.
Welcome back to the WTIM Morning Show on your information station. The show is sponsored by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville. I'm your host, Reed Kamai, and I'm speaking in this segment with Kendall Mooring and Caden Finks. They are student performers in the Taylorville High School Spring Musical. I'm also speaking with Rainey Gosnell, the musical director in said show as well. So we were talking a little bit about the plot of the show earlier on, and of course, the plot thickens when it comes to some of the romantic relationships and hints that seem to come up. Obviously, I don't want you to reveal too much because I want people to come to the show. But what else can you share to maybe tease what folks can expect about the show in that respect?
Yeah. So after Chad does come into town and shakes up the town, a lot of the characters do start falling in love with each other. There's a lot of dances that break out, different. There's some drama sometimes, a little bit, and it awakens the town in a way they have never experienced before.
Okay, nice. I was going to say that when you said drama, kind of like in real life, but I don't know if it awakens the town quite as much as it will in this show. But no, that's exciting. So you've got the plot there. Now, in terms of how you folks kind of got involved in, not just this show, but stage acting in the first place, or whatever stage role you've had, kind of where did that start for each of you?
Go ahead, Kendall.
Mine started, was I 7th grade for Annie, and then last year, I played the role as Dorothy, and I'm here now. So that's yeah.
There you go. Annie's a good place to start. Yes. Were you going to say something else, Rainey?
I was just going to say, what have you enjoyed about it that made you stay?
When I'm on stage, I feel I go into another world. I don't know how to explain it. It's just when I'm up on stage singing, I'm just I'm not even like in my own body. It's just I just love doing it.
Yeah, I bet when you're up there, you've got. I haven't performed on stage before, at least not in a musical sense, but right, like when you have the spotlight on you, and then of course comparatively everything else is pretty much black, right?
Yes.
So yeah, I can see how that must feel that way. What about you, Kaden?
So for me, growing up, I actually watched my two sisters in the musicals ever since I was like a little kid. I mean, they've been involved in those in many ways. And then for me, after I was able to finally join the musicals, it was kind of like what Kendall said. Whenever you're on the stage, you're not nervous. There's no tension. Everything just kind of flows. Like you don't have to think about what you're going to say next. You just say it without even having to try. And it's fun.
I bet. What about for you, Rainey?
Yeah, I've been involved in one way or another pretty much my entire life as well. My mom enrolled me in PAVE camp with Springfield Theater Center, which is for kids in elementary school. And then I kind of just really fell in love with it from there. So I've done a lot of backstage stuff, a lot of onstage stuff. I think they both described it pretty well. It's a very fun experience. You're mostly just up there with your friends when the lights go out. So you're really able to connect with each other and just really have a good time. And I think some students get a little bit nervous about auditioning, maybe because of the singing aspect. So they've like, oh, I can't sing. I've never sung in front of anyone before. But we're really open to the raw talent. We don't care if you've never sung before. We also don't care if it's terrible and you need some work. We're happy to work with you and really support you in that. But it's really not as scary as it seems once you're like fully immersed in it. And I do think we have a lot of fun. So
yeah, and I like what you said about, kind of working with folks to, get their singing a little bit better, because I'd imagine that, even for the best performers out there, right, the way they sound when they audition or the way they think they sound, right, it's not how they're going to sound at the end.
Right.
And so, there's that potential for improvement. So, yeah. So I like that you mentioned that, and as part of kind of your background on the stage, or in your case, more behind the scenes. So, maybe students are listening to this, or maybe more than just students are listening, and they are thinking that they might want to get involved in a future show that you folks put on. How can they get involved?
Yeah, there are a lot of ways to be involved. We currently have a really strong stage crew. They help with everything from our spotlights, our lighting board, to moving our sets around on stage, stage managing, painting the sets. I mean, the list really goes on and on and on. So even if you're just an artistic person and you're not really interested in being in the spotlight, we have plenty of jobs for you. Sponsoring is a great way to be involved in the community. If you have a student in the show or it's just something you're really passionate about. We also always need talented seamstresses and whatnot with more complicated shows. This show, we got a little bit lucky on costuming. We didn't need anything as intense as Wizard of Oz and whatnot, but we are always happy to take on volunteers in any capacity.
Nice. You mentioned the Wizard of Oz. When was that?
That was just last year.
Okay. Oh yeah. So good timing there with the Wicked movies on
yes.
either side.
Yeah.
Which I bet was
a little strategic.
Okay. So no, I was going to ask if that was part of the thinking right there. So nice. So folks being able to get involved is. Yeah, that was something I was going to ask. So we mentioned earlier the performance was going to be, and I should have reiterated that earlier in this half of the segment. That it is on the March 26th through the 28th. Evening shows on all 3 days you mentioned, and then the Saturday matinee as well. So you mentioned a little bit about buying tickets. What can folks expect as far as the prices go?
Yeah, so for adults, it will be $15 per ticket this year, and the student tickets will only be $9. So anyone K through 12 will be able to get into the show for $9.
Okay, nice. So you got the ticket prices as you mentioned there. Just under 90 seconds to go. Anything else you folks want to highlight as far as the show goes, or the process of making it? Anything else you want to share?
Me to answer that one.
Yeah, I can add something actually. So this show is gonna have a lot of energy. Like, I mean, Wizard of Oz, it was a very good show. It was a fun show, but the energy that comes for this show is like no other. Once you get into those big open breakdancing kind of songs, whatever, it's very fun.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Anything else from you folks?
It is a very fun show. Anyone who loves Elvis music, or even just like 50s, 60s, genre of music, will really have a good time. There is a little bit of adult comedy, but I think it would still be family friendly overall. But it is a really excellent performance, and we hope you come see us.
Yes, looking forward to hearing about that, and I might even try to get there as well. Rainey Gosnell, Caden Finks, and Kendall Mooring, thank you three for coming on.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yes, and those performances happening again March 26th, 27th, and 28th at Taylorville Junior High School. And we'll have more information about this as well on our website, TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. Thanks again for listening to this part of the WTIM Morning Show. We'll be back in 10 minutes or for more right here on the WTIM Morning Show on your information station.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington.